Welcome back. So before we jump into a new math problem, we're going to take a brief moment to meditate and center ourselves. So wherever you are, sit up straight, gently close your eyes, and we're going to focus on our breathing. We're going to inhale slowly through our nose. Feel your belly, your rib cage filling. Feel the air going through your throat. And we're going to exhale slowly and completely through the nose again. Feel your body relaxing as the tension releases. And on the next inhale through your nose, see if you can actually hear the breath. You can hear it through your throat. And then we're going to exhale slowly through the nose and see if you can hear the breath in your exhale, sort of like a Darth Vader sound. Inhale slowly through your nose, again with that deep Darth Vader breath, the audible breath as it fills your belly completely. And can you hear the slow exhale through your nose, again making a sound in your throat with that Darth Vader breath. One last deep inhale. Make it a good one. And at the top, just hold it for a few seconds. And then see how slowly you can exhale through your nose, again with that audible breath through the back of your throat. Feel that tension release. And then you can slowly, gently open your eyes. Great job. All right, so let's have a look at this multiple choice problem from the College Board. It comes from section 3 of the SAT test, which does not allow calculators. It says, for the function g defined above, a is a constant and g of 4 equals 8. What is the value of g of negative 4? So take a minute to give this a try and select your answer. If you're not sure what to do, don't worry about it. Just go ahead and do your best, do what you can, and even take a guess if you want. And then we'll have a look at it together. All right, so let's first do a full algebraic solution, which you may have done, and it's totally fine. And then I'll show you a trick. So to help with functional notation, what I did when I took algebra as a kid, and which I try to explain to students to just make this a little less cryptic in terms of the notation, is let's just think about this as a machine. And something's going into the machine, something's happening in the machine, and then something's coming out. And it's just called, in this case, a G machine. okay? And something called x will go in, and whatever goes in, we're going to square it and multiply by a, and then add 24. That's what the machine does. It takes whatever's coming in, squares it, multiplies by 8, and adds 24. And the thing that comes out, let's just call it y, because that's terminology that you are familiar with. So something goes in and something comes out. Now, they're telling us that g of 4 equals 8. What that means is when 4 goes in and the machine does its thing, 8 comes out. All right? So again, we can think of this as y equals ax squared plus 24. All I'm doing is I'm saying what's coming out is called y. Now, we know that if 4 goes in, 8 comes out. So I'm going to substitute 4 in for x and 8 in for y. So I have 8 equals a times 4 squared plus 24. All right, so far so good. And I'm going to solve for a. So I have 8 equals 16a plus 24. Next, I'm going to subtract 24 from both sides. I have negative 16 equals 16a, and I'm now going to divide both sides by 16. So I have a equals negative 1. So, bear with me here, a equals negative 1. We can erase all this stuff. Remember, a equals negative 1. Just making more room here. Sorry, the screen is only so big, but we'll deal. So if a equals negative 1, then y equals, I'm just substituting in negative 1 for a, negative 1 times x squared plus 24. So I have that, and they're asking me what is the value of y when x is negative 4. So let's just plug in the value of x that they've given us, which is negative 4. And then we just evaluate this. So this is negative 1 times 16 plus 24, which is negative 16 plus 24, which is equal to 8. So I've got my answer of 8, and I'm going to select A. So A is the answer. All right, so that was pretty involved, but that's the straightforward way to do it algebraically. I'm now going to show you a trick that will make this faster and easier. Let me erase everything we've got. So the one thing to realize is the way that you may have done it, which is the way I just showed it, is totally fine. So there's nothing wrong with the approach we just looked at. But the point of these videos is to try to expose you to strategies that can simplify the problem solving so that you can get through more problems on the SAT math test. So I'm going to show you another strategy, and hopefully you will appreciate this. Okay, so let's look at this another way. We're still going to have the machine. It's called the G machine. Something goes in and something comes out. What goes in we can call x, and the machine is going to take x, it's going to square it and multiply by a, and then add 24. This is all the same as before. And what comes out we can call y. And let's look at the important information they've given us. So they're telling us that when 4 goes in, 8 comes out. So let's write that down. When 4 goes in, 8 comes out. All right. Now they're telling us that they want to know that if I put in -4, what comes out? So now they're asking about -4 going in, and they want to know what comes out. Well, this is what I want you to look at. The machine, as we talked about, is squaring the value first. So 4 is going in and it's being squared. Well, it's no accident that they're asking about 4 and -4, because what happens if we put -4 in the machine? Well, it's getting squared too. So whether you square 4 or you square -4, you're getting the same value, right? The machine is treating those both the same, because when you square a number, you get the positive squared value. So 4 and -4 are same. They're going to be having the same output. So you know that then 8 is going to come out of the machine if you put -4 in, because it's going to treat it the same as if you put 4 in. So we can see immediately that A is the answer. So I hope that you see that we can avoid the sort of involved, convoluted algebraic solution of finding the full solution if we step back and we look at how the problem was designed. Again, it was no accident that they gave us the value of 4 and they gave us the value of -4, because when you square it, it ends up treating the values the same, because those values become 16. So I hope you enjoyed seeing this strategy. I look forward to continuing to work with you and applying strategies like these at other problems we're going to see. If you have any questions or any suggestions or requests, please feel free to leave them in the comments below. And if you subscribe to this channel, you'll be notified of new videos. So looking forward to seeing you again soon, and take care.